Hello, everybody, and welcome to the October 15th episode of Trips and Traps. I'm Andy Serling, joined by Eric Donovan.
We have two episodes to bring you this week, and we'll start off with the first race on the show. Will be the race number 7 from October 7th, and this is a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. We're taking a look at the first-time starter here, the 8 War Colony, and the second-time starter, the 10 Rock Hard Nicky. Both have trouble at the start.
Yeah, it's immediate at the beginning, and especially the 8 War Colony is completely compromised. And, of course, you've got the 10 Rock Hard Nicky, who kind of was the culprit there, though the 8 War Colony certainly wasn't really prepared to get out first time out. That War Colony was a big long-shot first-time starter from Carl Domino, but a horse at 54-1 that I think, and Eric probably agrees, did enough running this race to merit another look second time out. Rock Hard Nicky's just a horse who just got himself in trouble.
Got himself in trouble at the start, makes a move here down the backstretch, kind of a premature move to get up a little bit closer. And there's to the back of the pack, War Colony, Rock Hard Nicky now moving up into about the 4th position there. And we'll continue to roll it. Rock Hard Nicky, after braking slowly, makes that rush and goes on, a 3-wide chase here up until the top of the stretch. And then we'll see the 8 horse here, War Colony, still toward the back of the pack. The jock's going to move War Colony toward the inside after being a little bit green. Gets stuck in behind horses a little bit. All in all, I thought a very positive experience for War Colony if you're looking forward to betting him second time out.
Yeah, well, he is a horse that showed enough and got enough education this race. He's going to be expected to run better next time, and he'll be a price. Now, Rock Hard Nicky is going to have to run a more fluid race, I guess, to put it that way. Here's War Colony towards the back of the pack still. Rock Hard Nicky's here. It's just, Rock Hard Nicky basically puts himself behind the 8 ball of that break, and he's working so hard the entire race. He can't be expected to run a winning race in here. Plus, I think the first 2 finishers in this race, one a firster for Stan Huffman second, and one a second-time starter for Rick Violet, I think both these horses are okay. Now you just want to note to you here, War Colony, because I want you to keep an eye on him, and we're going to roll this to a little bit past the 8th pole, but watch this. Now we're going to show some head on, and as he's moving sort of inside, he gets sort of pushed over towards the rail, and he's trying to rally, and he's in tight there, and you can see as he leaves the picture that he's kind of getting into trouble there, and he never gets that clean run. Now we'll show the head on. Here are these 2 horses, of course, the 8 and 10 breaking the outside, and I only want to show you the obvious trouble. You see at the start, and you can see how the 10, you can't really see it in the pan, he jumps in the air, but both these horses are green, especially War Colony in the backstretch.
The War Colony's in the back in the red right now, and you'll see as they move closer to the turn, War Colony will suddenly duck out. We see a little bit of bumping going on here between Storm and Indian, and also the other horse that we're looking at, Rock Hard Nicky, kind of a little shoving match back and forth there, and I'm sure that doesn't help Rock Hard Nicky's chances, and we'll see right here where War Colony ducks out a little bit green.
Yeah, no, War Colony seemed to me to be a horse that he certainly outran his odds in the sense that I know he ran 5th or 6th in the air, but as a horse running the race, he had some trouble. He got the education. Rock Hard Nicky's not going to be much price going forward, and I think he's had some trouble in both his starts, and he's run okay. He'll be okay for Nick Zito going forward. War Colony's the one, though, that could be a decent price in its next start, and he's going to run much better.
I agree. We'll take a look at our next race. It's a turf sprint, and we're looking at the 4-horse Pretty Cozy here, horse that has some trouble down the backstretch and gets in even more trouble in the top of the stretch.
Yeah, and Pretty Cozy is an easy horse to see, because he's one of a couple of grays in here, but she's easy to see, and we're not going to stop it a lot during the race, just follow her. The thing about Pretty Cozy is she seems to find trouble in the races, and she has a lot of second-place finishes. But, boy, if she ever got her act together, because she can run a little on the dirt, too, and she'll probably be here in the winter to run on the inner. She's better on the turf, though, and she runs a race too. She runs too well to lose here.
She does, just steady a little bit right here, mid-pack down the backstretch, and just not helping the cause to be kind of close up. And a pace that, kind of came apart a little bit late, I guess. In Your Dreams was the pace sitter, and here the horses that won were sitting 5th and 7th early on, and pretty much, I thought this trouble was overcomable, but you get into a spot here in between horses around the turn, and we'll see, as they straighten out at the top of the stretch, how Pretty Cozy's kind of just bottled up, and really has nowhere to go for about a 1/16 of a mile.
Right, and here she is back here just to make sure you're on top of her. And she had that early trouble, and it's sort of a herky-jerky trip a little bit. And In Your Dreams, I think, runs about 4th in here. This is a fairly run race. I thought that Bobbity Boo, I actually liked this race, was sitting on the inside in 2nd or 3rd, had the perfect trip. I want no part of her in the turf. It's time to put her back in the dirt where she probably belongs. And Pretty Cozy, as you said, is behind horses. This is a very tough spot to be in. It's a miracle. She's trying to get out. She can't get out. The door's being shut. The horse comes over in front of her. It's a miracle she runs second here.
It does. She's got to pass about 5 horses here through the last 1/8 of a mile to get up for second, and comes with a very strong finish here beneath jockey Rajiv Mirage, and a very good effort, I would say, from Pretty Cozy in this spot here. Mid-stretch, I'm figuring maybe horse to be 5th or 6th, but actually manages to put in a good run for second.
Yeah, the problem, of course, with her is there's probably one chance left 4th at Belmont. She'll probably get in trouble again because turf sprint, because she's really a sprinter. She doesn't want to go long. So if they stretch her out at Aqueduct her next start of mile, I'll be against her because I don't want her going long, and she seems to find trouble. Real rhetoric's improving her. I thought one of the things this race really showed, though, is how different the races are when we run them on a rain-softened course as opposed to the rock-hard course we had in Saratoga a lot of this beat and in the summer, too.
I agree. We'll take a look at one more race here in the first segment of Trips and Traps, and we're looking at 3 horses here. Race 6 from October 9th, the 4 City Train, the 8 Midnight Mass, and the 11 Sky Blue Pink.
Yeah, even though Sky Blue Pink, the 3 of them actually hit the wire together at the end. There's the 4 horse in their City Train. There's the 8 horse Midnight Mass, and Sky Blue Pink's and the Yellow Silks back there. There will come a pivotal moment in this race, and the field will separate here. And the 4 City Train will be in a nice spot, sitting around 5th or 6th on the inside in the white. Midnight Mass behind her in another good spot. And frankly, Sky Blue Pink in a pretty good spot, too, because they're going very, very fast. The first quarter was 22-3 in this race. Had to collapse. You can see there's a solid duel up front. This is such a dichotomous race from the other races we've been seeing. So many races at Saratoga. Sky Blue Pink, though, I mean, I really, honestly, and I guess this was Alan Garcia, I don't know what he was thinking. He makes this almost maniacal mid-move to get to the lead, while the other horses behind him, City Train and Midnight Mass, are getting in some trouble. Midnight Mass really just gets shuffled back to last. It's just sort of silly. But both of them come on and beat her at the end, and it's because of the premature move Sky Blue Pink made. She should have won.
It's important to note that Mr. Enrico comes from far back in this race, too, and sits back, gets a more patient ride beneath jockey Mike Luzzy, and we'll pause it soon here as we see Sky Blue Pink come onto the picture right there toward the back of the pack in the yellow.
11. Now you see them, they've come together, and there was a lot of separation, but they're going to absolutely just all come together. But watch, of course, Midnight Mass in the red. We're just sort of losing all position possibly had. I didn't think City Train, even though she's staying a little bit here, ultimately works out very well for her because she's able to get to the outside, or he is, and make a clean run. This run by Sky Blue Pink that's propelled him to the lead, this is not how you ride horses when you want to win races.
I agree. Definitely a premature move on Sky Blue Pink, a horse that I think you'll have to watch out for next time out. And I thought the other horses ran well. I disagree with you a little bit on City Train. I think it cost him some momentum to have to kind of drop back from where he was on the inside to drop back and get a clear run on the outside. Both City Train and also Midnight Mass closing well at the end here, but the winner, Mr. Enrico.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I just feel like I guess I'm relating it to Sky Blue Pink. I think even though they had trouble, both these horses, ultimately neither one of them should have beaten Sky Blue Pink, and it shows what the premature move did. Interesting where these horses end up. We'll see them at Belmont, or are we going to see them at Aqueduct?
Well, that'll do it for the first segment here on Trips and Traps. We always want to hear your viewer comments, so send us an email at tripsandtraps@nairainc.com.
We'll see you for the second segment.